Europe, 1814. The continent is divided. Reeling after Napoleon's defeat and the dissolution of the Holy Roman Empire, the heads of state of all major European nations are at odds. According to the terms of the First Treaty of Paris, the leaders of almost every European nation meet in Vienna to redraw the map. The Congress of Vienna was a turning point because it changed the map of Europe and changed the very fabric of international diplomacy.
Since 962 AD, the Holy Roman Empire had dominated continental Europe. The abdication of the last emperor, Francis II, in 1806 began the disintegration of what had once been the mightiest power in the world. A short time later, on May 30th, 1814, Napoleonic France signed the Treaty of Paris, surrendering in totality to the Sixth Coalition, exiling Napoleon, and effectively ending France's status as the dominant power on the continent. The disappearance of these major powers proved problematic for the rest of Europe.
What the fuck?
Well, the problem of reappropriating territory now presented itself. There was also the issue of France, which many feared would restart its aggressive campaign of military force across Europe following Napoleon's dramatic return from exile in 1815. In September of 1814, the Congress began, and all of the powers of Europe sent delegates to Schönbrunn Palace in Vienna to foster the reorganization of the chaotic Europe Napoleon had left behind. However, the meeting was far from the strict and ordered image of diplomacy that comes to mind. Far from being a solemn round-table discussion, the Congress was more or less a dinner party with a side of diplomacy. All involved were afraid of the possibility of France regaining Napoleonic levels of power, so they created equally strong border states such as the Netherlands and the Italian Kingdom of Piedmont. Restoring Germany as the chaotic, fragmented Holy Roman Empire served no one's purposes. Instead, the relatively large kingdoms of Bavaria, Württemberg, and Saxony remained as Napoleon created them. However, the smaller states were also left untouched, and no unified Germany would emerge from the Congress. The future of Napoleon's Polish Grand Duchy of Warsaw remained the most problematic issue. Tsar Alexander I of Russia had desired the territory for years, but Austria and Prussia both held parts of the old Polish kingdom and had no intention of letting Alexander take the whole area. The Prussians entered an agreement with Russia, under which Russia would support Prussia's bid for Saxony, and Prussia would support Russia's bid for Poland. In addition, Prussia would hand over its share of Poland to Russia. Chairman of the Congress, Prince Clemens von Metternich, however, feared that Russia would become too powerful in this deal. To combat the alliance of Russia and Prussia, on January 3, 1815, Metternich, Viscount Castlereagh of the United Kingdom, and Charles Maurice de Talleyrand-Périgord of France signed a secret treaty agreeing to oppose the Prussians and Russians. This agreement represented a meeting of three of the most charismatic members of the Congress. Metternich, although an exceedingly arrogant man, proved himself to be a deft negotiator and a powerful force against the ambitions of Alexander.
But anyone acting like a fucking loony tonight, right? Say hi, I put my steak out. That's all y'all want to see. And if that's all you want to see, never watch me again, because I will not be a joke. I promise you that.
Alexander, the only monarch to personally attend the Congress, used the opportunity to attempt to expand his territorial interests in the east, but was largely rebuffed. Over the course of the meetings, Perigord had proven himself to be an extremely skilled, yet controversial, negotiator. Tasked with representing France, he managed to ally himself with negotiators such as Castlereagh and successfully minimize the penalties inflicted on his country. In the end, the Congress of Vienna created a small Poland with Alexander installed as the king. With Russia satisfied, Prussia lost its ally and was only able to get a minor piece of Saxony.
The Congress of Vienna was convened in 1815 by the 4 European powers that defeated Napoleon. The first goal of the Congress was to establish a new balance of power in Europe which would prevent imperialism on the continent. The second goal was to prevent political revolutions and maintain the status quo.
You monkey pour coffee in my moods!